Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4! We are playing as Italy. It is 1942, and the initial parts of the World War certainly went well for us, and, well, I say that, I mean, it went well for Italy. As Italy, we did well on behalf of the Axis. The rest of the Axis is a bit slacking. Germany hasn't really done all that much for us, and Japan has been having a hard time over in Southeast Asia, although he's finally pushing back, which is great. The problem is that now, two things. One, Soviet Union is looking to fabricate a claim on Japan and will likely declare on them soon. And secondly, the United States is in the war now. They have just recently joined in. And that upsets me a bit because I'm worried that we may not be able to hold what we've got. We're going to do our best, though, whatever we can. I've got my Marine Division here. We've gone and planned an amphibious assault into Madagascar here. May as well just keep cleaning up some things like that. Most of our troops have been reassigned to various sort of garrison duties and whatnot. I've also gone and filtered out a lot of the tanks and whatnot from some of these garrisons and are moving them towards the front to push a little bit harder over here. What's great now is that the game's actually out. People are actually going through and crunching numbers and coming up with like better composition for some of the military divisions. I don't know if we can really do a reshuffle at this point in the game, but there's some really good tips out there that I don't know, we'll have to like do a breakdown video of later on in terms of optimizing the divisions, and this certainly isn't optimized as is. The other thing I want to point out is while I haven't done it in this game, I have to say, like, holy crap, have I ever discovered that these logistic companies are freaking fantastic, and actually the field hospitals are likewise really, really, really good, so it's a real shame that I didn't unlock them. I've been putting them in, like, all my divisions now, and it works a hell of a lot better. That being said, so far we are okay. We're gonna have to develop this Russian front. I am currently, my Alpine divisions are actually mostly being moved to Iran over here to help push the mountains, but then they'll backtrack up here to the Caucasus. And of course, we will have another front open up over here, which might be interesting. We have to keep a lot of troops behind on garrison duty. I do have a whole bunch of border guard units being produced because I want them to take over the garrison duties, and that'll free up more regular infantry and whatnot for our actual front lines. We do have to figure out what to do with the American question at some point. Right now, we're keeping the fleets mostly where they are. You know, trying to look after as much of this the west coast of Europe and Africa as possible, rather than make any sort of aggressive moves. But just out of curiosity, is anyone? Oh yeah, down here. Like, there might be room for making like stepping stone attacks down here without attacking mainland U.S. itself. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, Japan still has a wicked big fleet. And I always look at this one because it's got the picture of the boats on it, but those are convoys. The fleet's actually the anchor. 132 for Japan. And oh my god, I think Japan's actually lost a bunch of stuff somewhere along the way, which is pretty crummy. So, and that's sort of where it stands. As Italy, I figure, like, I did my part. Now we're gonna lose, because I don't know if there's enough otherwise that has been done. But we'll do what we can. Anyway, I'm gonna let it rip. I am diverting a few planes over here, just waiting for them to arrive, and I'll get them to help. I've got some tactical bombers, I think, to help cover Iran. I didn't actually recheck my production here. We're trying to catch up on fighters, which I still think is a good idea. At some point, one of these fighter production queues will probably get switched over to strategic bombers or something like that. But I think I'd like to sit at around a couple thousand fighters at this point. I mean, we do have a lot of military factories now, mostly in French territory. We're trying to pin down some of the rebellion risks there as well. Infantry equipment, level 3 has started up. The efficiency is not particularly high. I'm wondering here, how much in artillery and support equipment do we have stored up? 3,000. It can go surprisingly fast. We have a lot of towed artillery. We're still on level 2, right? We don't have level 3 unlocked or anything. Oops, it's over here that I want to see. No, and we're a fair bit there. We could have level 3. And you know what? As I said, I'm going to cancel this. If I cancel it, I'll get a little notice. I'm going to eliminate basically everything from here. It does mean we're not going to get to keep the 50% efficiency bonus when we do twist to level 3, but I think that's okay. I'm going to drop off some production lines there. That's going to free up a bunch more factories. And I am going to use that to get another set of 15 infantry equipment factories. I'm just going to move everything to the top so it's a little easier to see because they'll be grouped together. So we're going to get another handful of those so that we can get up to level 3. And yeah. If we do start to add logistic companies and the other one, field hospitals, to our divisions, we will probably need a lot more support equipment, but we'll deal with that when we get there. But for now, we do need a lot of the regular stuff. Oh, hello. Could you maybe go and kill those guys? Thanks. All right, Army Orange, Army Red. I have gone and recolored some things to make them a little easier for me to track. Mostly I'm okay. I don't know why this says there's a battle plan with no units. Oh, because this front had no units associated with it. I see. And our Marines had been said to potentially do an invasion over there, but I actually want them to finish off Madagascar. So let me go and delete that. I think we're going to need some more Marines. So I'm going to go ahead and ask. Now, anything I want to change over here? Probably. I realize it's going to add weight. But it's probably a good idea to add that. And with the Marines, I'm wondering if I can bring the combat width up to about a 20. Well, I guess I don't think it matters how they're arranged. I hope not. And the reason is, a lot of people have figured out that, well, I mean, it's not so hard to figure out exactly, but your combat width is limited based on, you know, the province as a baseline, plus if you're attacking from multiple sides. Well, it's always going to be a multiple of 20. So you may as well make your divisions multiple of 20s, and then it sort of works out better. Because you'll hit an appropriate multiple of 20 exactly. And so if we do this, that'll probably be a good idea. And the cap on naval invasions is based on how many divisions you use, so you actually want the divisions to be a bit bigger. I don't think I'd make these above 20, but I think this is going to be fine. It's also worth noting that the support companies never add any combat width. So I'm going to go ahead and save that for the Marines, which is going to require that some stuff gets shipped to them, but they should be okay. They're higher priority, which is nice. And speaking of Marines, how are you guys? Are you prepped? No, but once you are, yeah, you'll go. Good stuff. All right. We'll just clean that up. That's going to be okay. And speaking of cleanups, we just went and stack wiped those guys. So then they should return back over here after they finish this move. So what I could do is grab all but one, tell you to halt. There we go. And that'll be okay. I don't think this front line is moving because I'm reinforcing from all over the place. So the commander's like, well, we don't have everything in place yet, so let's not do that. But in practice, I think what we're going to want to do is, what is this? This is mountains, so I'm going to leave the infantry behind. Tanks don't do that well in mountains, but Alpine units do pretty good, and tanks do add a lot of damage. So that's the other thing in the unit designer. People were going through and crunching numbers, found out, which, I mean, I could have looked at the stats, certainly, but nobody got time for that. Cavalry have huge suppression bonus. They make really good police units. And the big thing with with tanks is that they have really good attack and really good breakthrough, but what they don't have is a whole lot of organization, which means they don't have a lot of morale, so they can't sustain a long fight. They will break quite quickly in a fight, but inflicting a lot of damage along the way. They'll inflict a lot of damage and then stop their attack, which is why you want to back these with infantry. Of course, this is crazy, and I think once... a couple of things. I might want to trim this back down. I may want to add more tanks. I think I want to redesign this actually to have the 20 combat width and more tanks. Do we have tanks in reserve? No, we have a shortage, so I can't do that right now. How is our tank production? We probably have one full queue of 15. I mean, 8 per day is pretty good. Lots of motorized coming in too. I mean, we are mechanizing our army, but yeah, it does take a while. We're going to jump in on these guys in a moment here. Just going to wait to push in here, and then I'll attack from multiple angles. Ground support integration, plus 20%. Yeah, well, we're going to keep going down the naval doctrine. Naval mission efficiency, strategic bombing, interception detection. Actually, we may hold off on that a little bit. 42. We don't have strategic bombers, but everything is good here. We're not going to rush down that way. That's going to be fine. Naval, I'll hold off for a while. I think I'll probably get the better... That's in 43, so we're going to have a lot of stuff to do this year, or next year, but for now I can wait. So there's this, and also the better artillery. Could get rocket artillery as well. Rocket artillery... soft attack 50. Soft attack 18. I mean, they're on different levels, I suppose, but... There's a lot of soft attack. I think that's a big part of what they bring to the party. Caps out at 20 or 64 soft attack. Yeah, 50 there. What's piercing? 5 and hard attack 2. Yeah, less heart attack. So the rocket artillery is really good against anti-personnel. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, because it's just a 10% boost to artillery. And we do have artillery in almost every company, and that's pretty good. Tank-wise, we might want to start producing M16s. But, I don't know. I'm still okay with the light tanks for now. We're going to have to figure something out, though. Especially as we approach, if we're going to fight the Soviets, power tanks would be good, but what are we going to do to restructure our production? So, I think what would be really helpful is the logistics company and the field hospital. Reduce our support, our supply need, which actually makes me think I shouldn't have reduced this. I'm going to put these back in. I won't actually assign any yet, but we will need more support equipment to make that change. How is our... And we still don't have a national focus because I'm still saving up political power over here. Trade-wise, surplus, I could trim this down. Well, we're going to lose the Soviet one in a second. Anyway, but... Okay, everyone else is something good. Construction-wise, we're building more anti-air guns in northern France, which seems to be a pretty good idea, followed by some radar there, which also seems like a good idea. And we still got all that going on. Okay. You guys are just going through once. Do we have any troops not assigned to an army? That would be a good thing to check right now. And indeed, we do. Pretty weak sauce, sort of border guard kind of things. Which I think I'm going to deploy into France. So that I can take more of these real troops out of France. Oh, I have more Alpine divisions here. Yeah, definitely want to pull them out. I'll leave you, because this is... Does that finish? Oh, that flag is so small, I can hardly see it. I mean, it looks white with a cross and a little thingy in the middle, so maybe. There we go. So this is thinning out France a fair bit, but I think we're going to be fine. And I will add you to this Soviet front over here. Which also has some colonial divisions, which we don't want. So you can go into France. I mean, they're not actually MP units. We'll have to see what we're going to do there. All right, that push going well, and we've got a little bit of a surround. Oh, actually, I was going to say there's no troops in there. They must have gotten defeated, and they're running away here, I think is what's going on. All right, so we're just going to pick that up. Great. I'm going to make sure, yeah, 38, and it still says 38 pushing to the front. Good stuff. Got some air wings with no missions. There we go. You guys are to join in the fun in Iran and just help us with the close air support. That's going to be okay. All right. Convoys going down there. Air superiority in France continues to be the case. What's our status here? 190 fighters. We actually lost a good number of fighters recently. A good number. We have taken out a lot of opposition. We've killed more bombers than we've lost in fighters. Plus, on top of that, we destroyed enemy fighters. Bombers are more expensive than fighters, but... I don't know. We really need to get the blockade over here, but we just don't have enough stuff. And I don't know what's Germany doing. Germany, how big of a fleet do you have? Shit. What are we supposed to do with that? I mean, Germany's only got 1,000 planes versus the potentially up to 10,000 planes in the UK. Germany, Jesus Christ. I don't know, like, I don't think we can win this war. I don't know, maybe I was greedy, maybe I should have given Germany this stuff. Maybe there was a way I could have empowered. It feels like I've done a pretty good job as Italy. Certainly better than the real Italians did. Oh, America's got some units over here in Madagascar. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes, especially without any air support or whatever. Cross our fingers. God damn it. The only thing we can hope for is that, you know, the AI maybe is really bad at naval invasions. Speaking of, are you guys actually active? You are, but you're not really doing anything. Wow. Now that will explain why. And you're well supplied. I don't like you leaving you with a beachhead. Oh, did they? Well, some people are moving back. What I should do... Oh, God, you're doing strategic movement. As I say, grab the one that's not doing strategic movement. Just do this to keep these guys occupied so that it can move into over here. And it'll give us a better angle of attack against this guy. Doesn't make much of a difference there. It'd be great to grab the port specifically. Alright, how's our Marines doing? Yeah, not well. Wow, there's a lot of American troops here. A ton. Yeah, this is going to get really, really rough. Alright, I think I'm going to have to do more, like, manual driving over here. I wonder if I can come in over here. That's not bad. Seriously, though, you guys can probably keep punching forward. I suspect. Now, this might be a little bit more risky, but so far it's working. Oh, this Alpine Division. Why don't you go and attack over there? Yeah, just the AI. I mean, they might just be waiting because of the reinforcements and whatever, but it definitely feels like they're a little too cautious. Getting some attrition over here, too. That's not pretty. Alright, how are we doing over here? Well, hey, we've reinforced. Okay, now the numbers are a little bit less impressive over the last 30 days. But they're getting there. This is still our high priority for fighter reinforcements. And we are trying to build a lot of them. As I say, there's a third line. Yeah, it's not at full efficiency yet. But still, like, we are building fighters quite quickly. We've got the anti-air. I think a bunch of it just finished, actually, so that might be helpful. Was that a military factor being sabotaged? Probably. And a border guard. No naval invasions yet. Although, if this was being reinforced, it wouldn't be telling us. I mean, I think the thing to do will be to, yeah, just commit a ridiculous number of troops over there. Take the port. I hope it's in this one. Yes, there. Then this guy will get starved out. So that's something at least. Supply problems over here, not really a surprise. What's going on? Right, I guess we are kind of pushing in wonky ways. We can maybe get a little bit of a surround there. If we can get another port over here, that would be nice, because we could get more supplies into this region in general. I'm not sure if attacking there... Yeah, see, they're all on a run. AI, listen, just go, man. You got this, see? You got this. Fight, fight, fight. I should just right-click on the Badar Abbas over here with something. I mean, normally I'd say the tanks because they're fast, but I'm not actually sure that they've got the speed in the mountains to deliver it. So I think I'm just going to tell this Alpine Division to just keep pushing forward. You're going to clear that. Great. Oh, not everyone in Team Red is part of the invasion force anymore. Because it says 33 and we haven't split our front line. It doesn't say someone doesn't have any orders, but oh, it's because of the 5 divisions over here, so that's going to get popped in a second and stop being done. So you guys, yeah, see you guys, you're actually joining that front. Thanks. We still have 2 in here. I don't know which one, but that's okay. We're about to close this out, and then we'll be able to push forward. I grab one of these infantry divisions and just encourage them to grab that airbase. And this Alpine Division, I'm going to tell you to go straight for that victory point over there. It's not worth a ton, but we're going to push wherever we can. Alright, I'm going to have you hold and just reestablish a regular front line over here. That's going to be okay. Taking the city is actually quite a hard job. So I don't blame you for not doing super well. It might be fun to have done a Marine invasion there. But speaking of Marines, we did get repelled. They're over here. They lose their army status, which is kind of annoying. So perhaps instead, we will make a new one over here, Giovanni, who's awesome. And perhaps you could... I don't think you'll be there in a relevant amount of time, but... Yeah, and there's not an accessible port back here. We could land you here and then have you attack here. You'd be out of supply, though, which isn't particularly pretty. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to replan this attack. So get over there. Because the Soviet Union, their war CB with Japan is coming, and we'll probably get pulled in. naval combat. Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, we are getting rid of some American convoys, but they probably have, you know, unlimited amounts. That's still okay, because, yeah, I want to finish that stuff. So that's totally fine. How's the air war in northern France? Yep. Still ahead, but, you know, not as much. Oh! Shot down in air battle, shot down by anti-aircraft. Yeah, so it's mostly our fighters getting the work done. Anti-air is not really delivering, although it is helping, so that's something. I don't remember. Do we have level 2 radar? I mean, I'm not sure if that were to help. Alright, Soviet Union declares war on Japan. So, Japan is asking me to join war against the Soviets. I can choose not to do it. I don't have vision over this stuff anymore. I think I will wait until I've finished Iran. I think that makes the most sense. One way or the other. Are you... Which one are you? This purple group, Middle Eastern Garrison? Okay, we'll have to extend what you've got, but we're going to add some garrison areas along the coast. I don't think you've got many factories in the middle. There's a city there, though, so it might be worth garrisoning that, so it doesn't get pillaged. And yeah, we'll have to buff you out later. Who else is in here? I don't recognize that second flag. I don't really recognize any flags, so, you know, that's the way it goes. Let's see here. If I don't grab you... But I wonder if we can do something like that. I think they're responding. They're running away. USSR breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Communists with no sense of pride. Say when this will expire? Okay, so we have until the 20th of October to consider that. I mean, I suppose the earlier I declare... Hello? Oh, you pulled back. Now, is this going to be the same request? Probably. Alright, I might have to pull the trigger on this. Although it'd be really nice if our naval invasion was ready to go before then. Do I want to redeploy my boats? Well, do we have... Yeah, we don't know anything about this region. We have to fly some planes or put some boats in there. Do I have any ships that are idle? I don't think so. I think they're all doing things. Do I want to pull them away from something? I don't know if I do. See, these guys are doing stuff. They're being useful. Alright, let's take a look. See, sinking convoys, sinking convoys. What I think I'll do is I will pull away... That's still the same one. I will pull away some of the ships away. I probably don't need very many here. This Red Sea Fleet. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new fleet with the battleships and some of the destroyers. There you go. I'm going to leave 2 destroyers just buzzing around over here, just, you know, scouting about, not really doing much. And this one here, I will redeploy and just dock, I don't know, anywhere here, so I can give you an admiral. And then we'll give you a mission after that. I still think you should be able to give out admirals at sea. They can get on a boat and get out there. It's like meaningless micromanagement. Do I have another field marshal? I only have the one. Okay, I think Sebastiano over here, who wouldn't have any positive traits to lose anyway, I'm going to promote him to a field marshal. Level 3 ain't bad. You can use a lot of forces. Again, I would like to, and I probably could pull some away from the Middle Eastern attack front. Because it's moving pretty well. There's still a lot of mountains. Maybe I'll just grab some regular infantry. I mean, we're having supply problems there anyway. So we'll have you go over there. Once you arrive, we'll probably do the war declaration. No, just punch through here. No naval invasion, enemy still has air superiority. And we're still not going to fight the fighters directly. The important thing is to deny the bombers over here. Fighter losses accumulating, but again, we're still killing more than anything else. And our raw number fighters are staying stable at this time. We've got more radar coming in. So I think that's level 2 radar in these places, because we already have... Yeah, we already have 1. We actually have level 2 in La France already. So more radar equals more direction, and then... Or detection, and then... I don't know. I guess it sort of seems like we should probably just have more, and then... Oh, we do have a lot of anti-air there already. Okay. So let's hope that more detection just makes our guns work better. Keep babying this a little bit. Push in there. Most of these guys have probably, you know, been breaking away. You come over here, because I'm going to get you to assist the tank division. As soon as you can. It's still attacking to a city, which is not pretty. Can you guys attack here from another angle? Yeah, yeah. Go there and then there. And you guys here, same thing. We're going to grab all these tanks. Oh, are you in a fight? You're in a fight. Never mind. I think you're defending against an attack. I get one of you to stay behind here. There we go. So our frontage is big right now because of the angles. We've got a lot of troops. They're doing well. Excellent. So we still have like 21 days before we lose that peace, that war declaration. Modify government. We are going to grab Fiat over here, get some more armor reliability. I don't think I need to do any redesigns right now. But yeah, we might have to get like a medium tank thing. Although it would take a long time to really start building those divisions. Meanwhile, how'd that go? Awesome, finally. So purple group over here. You're actually really capable attackers. I think what we might do is run a front line over here with you. It's always tricky to join these front lines that involve your allies because they can sometimes get pushed in ways you might not expect. But what if we made a run for Kiev from there? So I'm going to move you into the Soviet front. Now, you've got a long way to go before you can get there, but it will work. Meanwhile, how's my navy that's moving right here? You're docked, so I should be able to give you an admiral. Although, I don't have one. Nor do I have a point to hire a new one. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to tell you to search and destroy inside the Black Sea. It's going to give us some intel. Hopefully you'll be okay. Now, I think we captured an airport up here, didn't we? Up here, nothing super close. There's one here, that's what I was thinking of. So air support, tactical bombers. So we've got some ground support that's helping out over here. It'll do. Middle Eastern attack, still having some supply problems. Okay, now you guys go and attack here. Wow! There's a... Holy crap, there's a ton of units in there. Alright, never mind. Cancel. Cancel. Attack here instead. We'll go for a full surround. Still a little skirmishing there. That's okay, though. The important thing is we will be pushing through over here. And then we'll be able to attack these guys from all sides. And actually, if we can cut off the rest of the army from the capital, that will cut back on their supplies really dramatically. I grab one of the infantry and just encourage them to stay there. Although they will reposition themselves, of course. And another one over there. Meanwhile, the tanks definitely keep running down there. And yeah, if we can cut off these people from supplies, that's going to be really valuable. Okay, well, we're going to put a cut in here. We've got 8 days left to accept the war declaration. And I will probably have to do that. How's my Marines? They're still not there. They're getting there. Everything should be prepped for when they get there, though. Actually, I won't tell them to go because they don't have any organization. We'll make sure that piles back on before we do anything. We'll take a look at these convoys before we end up. That's good. So American and Australian convoys. Oh, we sank a British sub. Right, we have a ton of sea bombers here. Is there anything else we'd rather do with them? I could probably just split this wing in two, actually. That seems like a pretty good idea. I could port strike places. Port strikes are very valuable. I'm not going to do that over the English Channel, though, because I really don't have air superiority. Although I suppose I could do bombing runs at night, but it's still a bit risky. I think what I'm going to do is... There you go. Move them to Istanbul and get them to sport in the Black Sea, just in case the Soviets have a naval presence here. Well, we have naval supremacy 100%. Well, that's because we're not at war with the Soviet Union over here, so we don't know what the naval superiority will do after that. All right, well, I'll put a cut in here. When we come back, we will be accepting the call to arms against the Soviet Union, which doesn't seem to be... No, what a surprise! Is going badly for the Germans. So Germany, how much... So divisions, 243 versus... I don't know, I'm going to call that 500. Fucking hell. I mean, I don't have, like, huge, massive numbers either. Can I just, like, leave the faction? Can I just say, listen, this whole Axis thing's really not working out for me. I mean, I know it'd be really weird for Italy to switch sides all of a sudden. But, you know, just this one time, it might be a good idea. God damn it. These are not my divisions, which means maybe I should actually be throwing them first into the fray. It's not like I have infinity manpower. I mean, I do have to babysit Africa still, but at the very least, the motorized divisions. I will have them join, well, maybe not this push because it's through mountains, but say this push over here. Why does that say so few divisions? What am I looking for? Soviet. Soviet Republic. Oh, you didn't actually get assigned to the line properly. I also want to colorize this. Not red, because that'll be confusing. You'll be yellow. There we go. Because the red group from the Middle East is going to join in there. All right. Definitely got to put a cut in here. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.